Hello everyone, this is Matt from Real World Review, and today I am unboxing another camera. This is the Blackmagic Cinema Camera 6K full frame. Actually kind of funny that it says 6K full frame, but either way it obviously has Blackmagic RAW, HDMI, which is funny to say that, CF Express, L mount, and it comes with DaVinci Resolve, so that's what it shows on the top. On one of the sides it tells you large format, 6048 by 4032, digital film, OLPF, 13 stops HDR, dual ISO up to 25600, Opengate 3.2, which is the best part of the full frame, and Cinema Camera 6K with an exclamation point. Nice. On the right side it tells you a bunch of stuff like Cinema full frame 6K sensor, advanced portable design, which is funny, I guess portable for a cinema camera but not for a camera. Fast recording media, Blackmagic OS, adjustable 5-inch touchscreen display, which I'm pretty sure is the same HDR 1500 nit screen on the 6K Pro. I don't know why they don't say HDR on here, that's kind of strange. And optional viewfinder, which is definitely optional because it's $500. And then on the back it tells you what the mounting points and what all the buttons do. And on the bottom it's just a sticker to tell you what it is. Lastly, the right side just says Blackmagic Cinema Camera 6K, which is pretty much the same thing as the front side, it's just an extended image. But let's get this open. I've already taken off the seal, so this is the box. So the first thing we do is we get a welcome thing, pretty much saying thank you for buying this, here's an instruction manual and how to get started. It is kind of interesting though that they have Mac logos and a MacBook here. It's almost like they really do focus on the Mac operating system. Then of course we have the Blackmagic sticker right here and DaVinci Resolve 18 Studio. This is a key so you can get Studio for free. Normally it's $300. Pretty good deal, especially if you get this camera discounted. Then of course we get the MP F570 battery that actually has a Blackmagic design on the label now, but the battery used to be 25.9 I believe on the 6K Pro. On this one it says 24.35, so a little bit smaller, or maybe they just labeled it like that, I'm not sure. Could also be nominal versus typical battery capacity, I'm not sure, but that would be weird if they put a smaller battery in here being the same exact Sony battery. Then of course we get that nice 2-pin charger, which is not really the nicest when you have something else plugged in next to it, but it's nice that it is the 2-pin. It's really difficult to break these and it locks in so you can't just rip it out. Then of course we have the different adapters for the different countries, and I'm probably not going to use either of these because I'm just going to use the regular, actually I don't use this charger at all on my 6K Pro. Then of course we have the strap that again I'm not going to use because I have a Peak Design stuff that I'm going to attach onto there. We can pull this out and we'll pull out the camera as well. And the new thing is we have a weird micro USB to USB-A charger because we have a battery charger in the box, which is not something that came with the 6K Pro. It does only charge at 500 milliamps at 8.4 volts. So at roughly 5 watts per hour, it's going to take a while to charge that 25-ish watt hour battery. But either way, that is something new that they didn't put in the 6K Pro. Interesting. And of course, here is the camera. Now, I've already opened this up, shocker, I know, so this is not new, this is actually used, technically, but I've tried my best to be very careful with this. Well, let's take off this camera cap and actually see that sensor. Of course, that's the filter that's on top of that makes that cool look. The sensor is a little bit lower, but yeah, that is the full frame sensor. Then of course we have print that says 6K full frame, little vent right here, some speakers, some grip, tally light, some extra buttons, which again, they're going to be on the box to tell you what those buttons are. Same thing with these little flaps over here for the speaker, microphone, mini XLR, HDMI, USB-C, and the 12-volt charger, obviously. We got the on and off switch up here, and that's, again, where the sensor is. So, like I said, the sensor is actually located a little bit lower than what we see right here. So what I'm going to do is put the battery in the bottom. This is a newer battery, not newer, but that's just the company. And then on the side, we're going to put the very expensive CF Express chip. I have a 1TB one because I can't afford a 2TB one. Not as bad as a 1TB CFast 2.0 card, which costs more than a 2TB CF Express Type B card, but still fairly expensive. And now we can turn it on. like I said, I've already set this up so I can toggle on the LUT and, you know, here's the settings. But yeah, that's pretty much this camera. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this mount here because it is an L mount. And also this is very expensive because this is an active L mount, which pretty much means you will need that if you want to do autofocus, which is funny because no one does autofocus on here. But the main thing that you want is for aperture control if you do not have manual, which is the case with this EF mount camera lens that I have. So yeah, just so then I can toggle the aperture, that's the only reason why I have this. And I'm gonna try to show you kind of what it looks like, but yeah, it's very difficult to hold this and focus and do everything that I need to, all with one hand, all being close to the camera and trying to make this focus. I'm going to change the white balance, which I technically got it off by 50 Kelvin. Obviously, it's not going to look good in this shot right here, but on the camera, it looks pretty nice. 25 frames per second, so yeah, not the best. This can only go up to 36 frames per second, 30 frames per second technically, but 36 frames per second off speed, so yeah. And this is one of my favorite lenses that I have, which is the 24 to 105 millimeter f4 IS2, which I very much enjoy. And honestly, f4 is not that bad compared to f2.8. So don't discount this lens. And of course we have the flippy screen. It doesn't fold over, it just flips like this, but you can get some decent shots if you're right behind the camera, which generally you're gonna be if you're holding the camera like this. Since it's full frame, you could actually vlog with this. You could get your face in there if you know what you're doing, but obviously it's not recommended. And finally, I can take this little piece off, which I've been holding here. This screen protector, I'm gonna keep on there until I get a tempered glass to put on there, which is coming in any day. But yeah, that's the camera for now. Hopefully I'll have some video in the future. I'm thinking of starting a new channel to focus more on cinematography, focus more on actual video recording rather than, you know, putting everything on here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna advertise that on here or if I'm just gonna let it naturally grow or when I'm even gonna do that. So yeah, who knows what I'm gonna do with that. And I forgot, I actually do have this ND filter because there's no ND filters on here and it has a little polarizer, some filter on there. I forgot exactly what it was. I'll show it on the screen to show you the one that I got. It works well. I do notice some weird things when shooting phones, so I don't know if I would want to keep this on there when doing that, but obviously it's an ND filter. You're not really going to want to use that when you're shooting phones. But yeah, that's the unboxing for the Blackmagic Cinema Camera 6K full frame. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks for watching.